I don't know what to do. Oh my God.
He's really skinny.
He's really skinny, and I didn't notice till this morning because he wouldn't, I asked him if he's okay, and he would not answer me.
At some point, you need to stand up for yourself and realize she's the manipulator, she's the liar, she put you in this spot, she did this to your brother.
July 2022, Norton Shores, Michigan. Michigan first responders entered a home expecting a routine medical call. Instead, they found a 15-year-old boy, emaciated, freezing, and weighing just 69 pounds, dead on the floor. As investigators dug in, a darker truth emerged. Months of starvation, cold water torture, and punishment carried out inside the home. And at the center of it all was his own mother, with one of his brothers helping her enforce the abuse. This is the case of Shanda Vander Ark and the silent suffering that led to her conviction for the murder of her disabled son.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Officer Stefanich. Right now we got some people coming over to talk to you, okay? You have another son inside the house?
I have two. Yeah.
Are they sleeping still right now?
One of them is, yeah. The 20-year-old's awake.
He's 20?
No, the 20-year-old's awake.
Okay.
He's been wearing really loose clothes the last couple of weeks.
He's really skinny.
He's really skinny, and I didn't notice till this morning because he wouldn't, I asked him if he's okay, and he would not answer me. He's been...
He has autism?
Yeah.
Like a high functioning?
Yeah.
Shanda answers questions calmly, but officers detect subtle inconsistencies. This is often how abusers behave, masking guilt with composure.
You sure it wasn't earlier?
I mean, it's possible. I thought it was 5:30, but I wasn't super awake. I heard a thunk, and I came down, and he's kind of laying on his side, kind of like, what the heck? And I reached out, and I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry. Oh my God. Yeah. And I reached out, and he pulled himself up, and I asked him if he's okay, and I just asked if he hit his head. He said, no, I think I hit my knees on my chest. I think he couldn't tell me how he fell. Oh my God. No, I don't know what to do. Oh my God. He said it was okay. And then
she claims the child's injuries were accidental, but medical records, later reviewed, tell a different story. Repeated trauma over months.
Now, what's your first name, ma'am?
Shanda, Shanda.
And what's your last name? Is it Ferguson also?
No, it's Vander Ark. Vander space capital ARK. That's why I asked him to eat last night, because his face started looking a little thin. I'm like, okay, enough. And he wouldn't show. I'm like, let me see. Hold your shirt up. And he wouldn't hold his shirt up. He wouldn't do anything.
Did he get real skinny last time too?
Yes. The only reason I know is because my 7-year-old walked in on him accidentally when he was in the shower downstairs. And then my 7-year-old comes up and he's like, Mama, Timothy's really skinny. I was like, oh.
Was that this time or last time?
That was like first week of February is when DC discovered that. And I told him he was either going to start eating multiple times a day, or I was taking him to the hospital, and he didn't want to go to the hospital, so he ended
up eating on his own.
Yes. And I told him he was stumbling a little bit last night, but he's not the most coordinated kid in the world. And he said it was okay. And then he ate.
What was the last time he ate, you think?
Last night. No, Gabriel, keep him up there. He ate toast.
There's two. There's a 7-year-old and a 20-year-old.
The 7-year-old was asleep. I guess he's not now. Oh my God.
Where does he sleep at? Right there? In that room?
That loft bed.
Okay. So notice there's another loft bed in another room.
Yeah, that's my 7-year-old, but he's been sleeping with me since because the youngest is my husband's and mine.
Well, we have to investigate every so I can't let anybody go in the basement for now.
Okay.
How old is he?
15. He'll be 16 in August.
Okay.
But his dad texted me last May and said, I can't handle him anymore. I have to send him to live with you. And I'm like, yeah, sure, absolutely.
Why was that? What did he do that?
He said he was lying to him. He was destroying things.
Is he hard to deal with?
I don't think so, but I'm stricter than his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that, I mean, he's the lying's been a problem. But nothing major.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
No. I'm gonna go check on the other kids.
Yeah, you can do that for sure.
I know my 20-year-old's got my 7-year-old, but still.
Nope, it's...
Hey. Paul.
Have you been talking to him at all recently?
I talked to him yesterday morning to get him up.
That was right basically when he started.
Okay, so how long ago was that?
Did you know that he was in this hunger strike?
I think yeah, sorry.
I mean,
Did I tell you or not? I don't know if I did or
no,
not.
I don't think you did.
Because he's skin and bone.
I know, and I just, how did he?
He's really...
Well, he doesn't communicate with him hardly at all. Like, they say hi and they don't. Yeah, he's.
Are you guys full brothers or half brothers?
They're full. The only half is the one that's in there.
Okay.
We are full.
Yeah.
Shanda is taken into custody. Officers prepare to confront her with evidence. Photographs, witness accounts, and hospital reports leave no room for ambiguity. This was intentional.
The good part is that you're handcuffed in front, so it's a little bit, it's much more comfortable.
What'd you do with your...
Fell behind me.
Oh.
Do I leave it there or what do I do with it?
Yeah, I just gotta throw it away somewhere. You can leave it there, that's fine.
Sorry.
Oh, you're right. I just wanted to give you this chance to, if you wanted to drink it or not.
Spread your legs hard.
I'm sorry.
Just like the hands, there you go. There's pictures on the wall for you, my dear.
Oh, I'm not.
That's all right.
I'm not ready.
You've never done this before, so...
You gonna
No, I just wear a camisole. It's more comfortable. I don't have much to fold in.
Investigators discover Shanda wasn't acting alone. Her older son, Paul, admits carrying out punishments under her orders.
You came down here with Officer Stephanie, does that sound right?
Yes.
How did that kind of all transpire? I don't know how you ended up here.
I was, from what I know that my mother had come, I think, down here.
Okay.
Or something. I think it was something in the corridor. I don't exactly know the full details.
Okay.
Paul Ferguson attempts to distance himself from responsibility, yet every answer he gives implicates both himself and Shanda in a system of abuse.
I mean, there's clearly a lot of messages about stuff that you guys are doing with him, about what he's eating, about restricting his food. How did that all work?
We stopped the food restrictions recently because we had noticed a thin. We wanted to get that back on. We didn't want any of this. We never wanted him to be injured or hurt.
Okay.
I loved him so much.
Yeah, I can tell that. I can certainly tell that. What, so you stopped the food restriction. When did that kind of happen? Like, ballpark that for me.
2 weeks, approximately. We were hoping that we could get enough where it would be safe and then we could continue to add it back to where we wouldn't have to worry and we could...
What were the restrictions?
We made sure that it was still something that gave him enough calories and everything. It was rice or bread, and like I said last week, he got pizza.
Okay. What were they in place for, like, in the first place?
Sneaking food over and over and over.
Okay.
We've tried everything. We were nice. We tried different consequences, but he just he never listened.
Were you able to have a conversation with him like you and I are having, like a back and forth conversation, or he wasn't able to talk like that?
He could talk, but the thing is that it would mostly be hard to understand.
Okay.
Because of the speech impairment. We were hoping and praying that he wouldn't need any sort of assistance at that point, which he didn't. He was fine. But then this whole ordeal happened, and
Right.
I honestly feel like we should have taken him to the doctor sooner. We could have done something, but with all this that has happened, it's just...
Yeah. And then you sent a picture of like his legs that were just basically gone, right? So
Yeah.
no wonder he can't stand or something along the lines of that.
Yeah, but the thing is, before yesterday, and I think the day before, he could walk.
Yeah.
He might need a little support every so often, like he put his hand against the wall or grab the rail of the stairs. But after a couple of seconds, he'd let go and be fine.
When was like the last time he was really like talking to you, like able to have a conversation or at least try to have a conversation?
Last time he actually talked was 3 days ago, but the day before, or the day after that, the day before yesterday, he could talk. He talked a small amount in the morning, but then he just sort of was making groans and moans, and it concerned me. As my mother was driving me to work, I recommended that maybe we should take him to the hospital.
And it's not about...
I don't know if this is both of our faults, if we should have done something sooner. I know we both could have.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to think about this. Right now is not a time about blaming people, but it's a time to try to figure out, you know, when could we have changed things? What could we have done differently? How did we get to the point where we were at? Because, you know, clearly where you guys got to, you say he was in the bath. That wasn't a nice, enjoyable bath, though, right? That was a bath, right? That's a cold, ice-cold bath.
Yes.
How are you getting the ice? Like, where's it coming from?
We have an ice machine upstairs. It's not a lot. I can barely create any that's enough to make it a full-on. But
But it's a cold bath.
yeah,
And you're putting ice in there? Like, one dump of ice, two dumps?
one dump. Yeah, it's maybe that much.
And then you're just running cold water, or what type of water?
The water doesn't exactly go cold.
Okay.
It says there's a cold button, but it's basically sort of lukewarm-ish.
How many times would you estimate that you guys gave cold baths as a punishment for not behaving or whatever, for whatever reason?
I think for punishments, it was... I don't exactly know the number, but it wasn't a lot.
Are we talking like 5, 10, 20, every day, every other day? Like any idea at all?
5, but
Whose idea was it to give him a cold bath as a punishment?
it was my mother's.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it would be a punishment effective or not. I don't.
This restriction on food, he talked about bread. For how long was he just eating just bread?
A week or 2.
What was he kind of eating before that?
We do ramen, sandwiches, and I think at some points we actually give him like a meal.
Yeah. So you're putting, what dictates whether or not there's hot sauce on the bread that he's eating? What decides that?
Whenever my mother told me to put hot sauce on it, I did. It was normally a thin layer to make sure that it wouldn't be too much.
And that's pretty hot?
Very.
So how long have you guys been using the hot sauce for?
Almost a month, maybe.
Okay. And was that only on bread, or was that on other stuff too?
I think one time we put it in some rice.
Okay.
But after that, I don't think we did that again.
What was it used for, right? Because you're giving him bread as his meal. What's the purpose of the hot sauce?
I know it was punishment, but honestly, I don't think it was that useful because, like I said, he had no feeling in his tongue. He totally bit a hole in it at one point and didn't even feel it.
So for how long do you think he just ate rice and bread and hot sauce?
Maybe the 4 months, maybe. Or 1 month, sorry.
Okay.
I was thinking 4 weeks and my brain scrambled that.
We totally understand. I understand what you're saying. So maybe about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you see a decline in him during that 4 weeks of losing even more weight or being even less responsive? Or what changed when you moved into doing that?
There would be times where it would take him a moment to respond. At first I thought it was just him acting, but then I was getting concerned. I think a week or so maybe.
Okay. And how does she communicate with you?
Text. Via text.
From her phone to your phone? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And how does she communicate with the other kids?
Through the alarms, because they do have that dual way talking. But
So she can talk to them through
Yeah,
the camera system
yes.
or the alarms?
yeah, it's cameras, not alarms. Jesus, the alarms don't have. Sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. You don't have to be sorry at all.
I can't.
So she's able to communicate with them that way. She's communicating with you via text.
Yes, Timothy doesn't have anything to text with. He does, but I don't think because we couldn't trust him on devices, so we couldn't exactly.
So you have her kind of monitoring everything.
I do sometimes at some points. Yes, I will log into the cameras and make sure that I don't have Gabriel's app because normally before I leave, he's upstairs in her room.
But she knows that you shouldn't be using hot sauce as a punishment, right? She knows better than that. And you know better than that too, right? Yeah. I think that anybody with some common sense knows that hot sauce is not something used to punish a child for eating food that they're not supposed to eat, or for disrespect, or for not following orders. We know those things aren't okay.
I know that. We've tried so many different things. We're running out of options of trying to find a punishment that would actually work, and even that did nothing.
Right. By giving them ice baths and hot sauce and only feeding them bread. How is that? How is that a loving person? How is that a loving mother? You know what that sounds like to me? And honestly, the worst mother I've ever met in my entire life. That's what it sounds like to me.
I know. But she's not.
Maybe she wasn't to you. Maybe she was a good mother to you. And maybe she wasn't to Gabriel. It sounds like she's a very good mother to Gabriel. But to one of the three children, she didn't care. You can say it if you want. She starved him to death because he wouldn't stop taking food. Well, maybe he's taking food because he wants to live. Have you ever thought about that?
Yes.
Maybe he's stealing food so that he can survive. He's because he didn't get food.
I know that.
Well, that's not anybody's fault but your mother's. And you can try to take some of the blame if you want, but it's her fault because every single time I see a message in here, it's her telling you what to do. And she put you right in the middle of this. She put you right in the middle of this where it looks like some of the stuff's your idea. And it actually looks like in some of these things that you kind of enjoy it. That you kind of enjoy him for doing wrong things. Do you feel like you kind of enjoy punishing him for that stuff?
No.
Maybe not that he was in pain, but that you were in charge and you got to tell him, you can't do that. Go do this. This is your punishment. Did you like some of that stuff?
No.
Did she like some of that stuff?
No.
How come you guys are laughing and joking about it sometimes with smiley faces and like?
If it's the upside down smiley face.
Yeah, what's that mean? Do you think she did that? Do you think that message is just a little bit suspicious? That she sends you at just about midnight that says he's in the closet, I had to drag him in there. You don't think he was already dying or dead at that point?
I was working. I didn't read that message until basically I'd gotten home.
But do you think she sent that for a reason? Why would she send that?
I don't know.
Doesn't it seem like maybe he was already that she put him in there so that he could wake up and have his sleep? Because she can't call the police when he's in an ice bath and he freezes and he dies. Not freezes per se, but he dies in the bath. And she dragged him in there. Did she talk to you all about that? Did she tell you the truth about what really happened?
I don't know at this point.
She did, right? I don't want you to lie to me anymore.
No, I don't know if he died in there. I don't know where. I remember. I know that when I got up, he was gone.
I'm disgusted by her.
She never wanted this.
Then how smart is your mom?
She's incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
Magna cum laude.
Right. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought, how can a woman that's this smart, this intelligent, graduate from law school, how could she not know what's happening? How could she think this is fake? How does she not know she's starving him? How does she not see that he's wasting away? And you here, you're telling me that you've got some mental health issues, but you graduated from high school, and it's very obvious to you that he's got malnutrition, right?
It's very obvious to you. But your mom here's not seeing that, and she's a law school graduate, and she's very smart. Do you see what I'm looking at here?
Yes.
She's a liar. She's lied to you about so much stuff. At some point, you need to stand up for yourself and realize she's the manipulator, she's the liar, she put you in this spot, she did this to your brother, using you. Do you not see that? That she used you to do this to your brother. Your mother used you. She's so smart. She's smarter than any of us here. She's smarter than me. She's smarter than any detective here. She's smarter than our chief of police here. She's smarter than all of us. And we're supposed to believe she didn't know what was happening? No. She didn't want him around anymore because he was too much of a problem. You know that's the truth. You can look back at it and see that, can't you? She didn't want him around anymore because he was too much work. That's the truth. And the second you start to believe that and understand that, then I think that's the time you can move forward in this case. Until you believe that, until you understand that, you're never moving forward from this. This isn't an accident. This didn't just happen. Your mom knew exactly what was happening to him, that he was wasting away. You saw it, didn't you? You saw it happening right in front of you.
It was never intentional.
For you? Or for her? Is she smart or is she not smart?
She's highly intelligent.
Then how is this not intentional? She thought, what did she think was going to happen then? He was just going to be good? And all of a sudden he was going to start behaving and doing everything she said because she didn't feed him food?
I don't know.
What did she think was going to happen?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Exactly what happened is what she thought was going to happen. At some point he wasn't going to wake up.
She never wanted him dead. She loved him.
That's love to you? Everything that we talked about is love? How? Who do you love in your life?
My family?
Have you ever thought about starving them?
No, of course.
Have you ever thought about not giving them food as a punishment?
No, of course.
Have you ever thought about giving them hot sauce so that they would listen?
No.
Or that they would do what was told? You somehow don't think those things are okay. Do you think those things are okay?
No.
Because everybody knows they're not. Except the smartest woman in the room. She's the one person that doesn't know that's not okay? You're joking, right?
No.
The smartest woman in the room is the one that doesn't know you can't do those things. No, it's all very intentional. The smartest woman in the room knows. She graduated second in her class from law school. She graduated with honors from college and from law school. But she doesn't know that not giving your kid food is going to make him sick and
We gave him food. She even told me to make sure that he had a good amount of. She would tell me on random days. They were never consecutive, I don't believe, for the hot sauce punishment. But other than that, it was always bread and rice. At one point, she even asked me to put some broth. I think that she wanted chicken, but we didn't have any, so I used beef for some rice.
The interviews revealed the dynamics of their relationship. Shonda's controlling behavior and Paul's complicity created a cycle of fear and abuse for the child.
She never wanted this. We didn't.
But you
even
sent her pictures of him looking right? Looking almost
Yeah. When was that?
That's your brother.
Yeah.
That's June 13th. Less than a month ago. You sent this picture to her and you said, he's looking like a skeleton, we need to give him more food. But you guys didn't give him more food over the next couple weeks. You guys gave him less and more punishment and less bread and more bread with hot sauce. That's what really happened. You reached out to her and said, this is scary looking, right? You probably thought, he can barely walk. You sent a picture of his legs, right? You sent this picture of his legs to your mother. Right here. You sent this to her. And what'd you say? Something along the lines of, no wonder he can barely stand up or walk. Look at that. And your mother, being smart and intelligent and the smartest woman in the room, she didn't do anything about that? Didn't think about taking him to the doctor? Didn't think about, we have to give him some more food, like seriously now? Instead, what do you think she did?
She gave him less and more punishment. Until what? He ends up. What did she tell the police? He was always wearing baggy clothes, so I didn't notice anything until last night. Another just blatant lie. Another blatant lie. If this was all an accident, why would she lie to us? If this was all an accident, why wouldn't she just say, we were having a really hard time with him, I thought he was okay. No, she knows that he looked like this. That he looked like this. Look at his face right there. That's not who your brother looked like, is it?
No.
He didn't look like that. Does that look like it? That looks like somebody in a casket that you see at a funeral. That's what that looks like. And it's sickening and disgusting. And you sent this picture to her too, didn't you?
In December 2023, Shanda Vander Ark is convicted of first-degree murder and child abuse. She's sentenced in 2024 to life without parole, plus additional years for abuse. Paul pleads guilty to first-degree child abuse. Let me know what you liked or didn't like, so I can make the next one even better. If you thought this case was disturbing, the next one might shock you even more.